So, at the wake of the news of the 15-point deduction for Juventus because of the paying for the salaries under the table in misrepresenting financial statements, uh, nothing surprises you anymore. But you see, this is how they were paid back, Juventus, for carrying the entire league on their shoulders when everyone else was in such a sorry state. It was Juventus that was carrying Serie A for the years. It was Juventus that made Serie A look good in Champions League for years. No other team would advance in the knockouts. It's Juventus that carry the entire Lega Serie A on its shoulders. And this is how they were paid back Juventus. 15-point deduction. 15-point deduction, but for what? What sporting offenses were committed? Zero. How can you punish the players for their performances? How much meaning is to the victory over Lazio or the victory over Roma or the victory in Coppa Italia over Inter? None of that matters. Juventus are being targeted because they are afraid of Juventus. Milan's afraid of Juventus. They're afraid of top four. They're afraid. They're afraid. Inter is afraid as well. They don't want Juventus to do anything in the transfer window. If it means no Champions League, then no money to buy players. But you don't punish the players on the field. And let me tell everyone that Juventus are coming for you. Juventus are stronger in crisis. You thought it was the end of Juventus after Farciopoli in 2005, 2006. Everyone was calling for favorable referees, but it's only Juventus. It's only Juventus who emerged on top, and who owned Telecom Italia, who held all the recordings. Inter, enough, enough, enough. This is not a surprise. Juventus are being targeted yet again, but they have set up the punishment. Remember, the original charges, Juventus was not the only club charged with paying salaries under the table. There are other clubs out there. I believe Lazio, Genoa, Napoli, league table, Napoli. Napoli were charged with paying players under the table. But it's only Juventus that gets punished. They are afraid of what Pogba and Valvich and Kesa are going to do. They are going to destroy the league next year. Juventus are being targeted for actually trying to win and put together a competitive advantage. Your comment has been marked, Minaj. That's what everybody said back in 2006. Farciopoli is a far bigger grand punishment than a 15-point deduction. Juventus are already going to be back next year. And even top four is still possible this year, as unlikely as it is. When you ban Juventus from Europe with all the players Juventus have, they're going to make this league look so easy next year. They're going to whip the floor with everyone. They're going to win the Scudetto. They're going to take back the money easily. They're going to buy even more players to get back to being a top competing club for the Champions League. You know Juventus will be back. You know Fagioli and Meratti and Sule promising young players that can play for Coppa Italia, that can play in Champions League group stage, that can be substituted in the knockout stage. Juve will be back. Juve always has a target on their back. That makes Juve stronger than ever. You saw what they did to Inter Milan last year. You've seen those easy chances they should have buried against Milan with the weakest Juventus team in ages. They beat Roma. We will be back. This is a temporary bottleneck. Juventus are here to stay. It will be 9 points with a Juventus victory over Atalanta and a Lazio loss. We are here under new management. The new management will hopefully rejoin the European Club Association, distance itself from Agnelli. Chiesa, new Buffon, stays. This is nothing like the Farciapoli. This is only a one season thing because they're still mad over the Super League, but Agnelli is no longer the president. We'll get to there. We'll get to there right after the Super Bowl. We'll get to the baseball. 100-year anniversary of Agnelli. No better way than to win the Scudetto with or without Massimiliano Allegri, with Bremer, Chiesa, Pogba, Pavlovic, Pacioli, Miretti, Sule, a young center back, Gatti. Juventus are here to stay, and Juventus will be back, I guarantee you. They will be contender for Champions League by 2026, like Juventus was right after Farciapoli. This is nothing compared to Farciapoli. If you come back even greater than ever, only falling short to the commercialization of Real Madrid and Ronaldo and Barcelona in Messiah, you will be even better. You will win this time around because the era of Ronaldo and Messiah we will not see again. But then in between, there's Federico Chiesa in the Euro victory and Paul Pogba looking to be the best midfielder in the world before France try to make it back to another World Cup final in 2026. Forza Juve.